Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Miss Thato D. I make videos here on YouTube on my motherhood experience. So please do subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I know that I've been MIA for quite some time now, but I am back and I'm super excited to be back, especially for this video. This is literally one of my most requested videos and I'm really excited to finally be doing it. As you can see from the title, it's a sleep training video. I will be talking about how I got my now 17-month-old baby boy to sleep through the night when he was just 7 months old. Now, I went over to Instagram and I asked you guys to send in some questions that you may have pertaining to sleep training and my sleep training experience, and I got a bunch of questions, so I'm going to be answering those questions today in this video. Now, before I go on, I will say that sleep training can be quite a controversial topic in the motherhood community because there are moms who are for sleep training and moms who are against sleep training, and usually those moms would butt heads a lot. But I believe that we can all be good moms and make different decisions for our families and our babies, because at the end of the day we can all agree that we're trying to be good mothers and we're trying to make life as easy for us as you possibly can. And if sleep training is just not for you, then you absolutely don't have to do it. It's perfectly fine. I still respect your decisions and I still respect you as a mom. So please don't take this video as me saying this is something that you absolutely need to do. But if you are somebody who is thinking about sleep training their child, this video could be really helpful for you. I'll be talking about mostly my experience because I am not an expert, but also I do have a little bit of research, and I do advise that you do a little bit of research as well if you are thinking of sleep training and if it's something that you really want to do, because it's really good to be informed. It's really good to know what you're getting yourself into before you get into it, because sleep training can be a lot, you guys. It can be a lot and can be a lot emotionally and mentally on the mom and on the family that is sleep training. So I'd really suggest that you do a lot of research and watch a lot of videos like these ones on YouTube, because there's a bunch of videos on sleep training experiences by different moms here on YouTube, and they've been really helpful for me, and I think they'll be really helpful for you as well. And if you can get your hands on some sleep training method books and stuff like that, then definitely do that. Anyway, now with that being said, let's jump straight into your questions. I have them here on my iPad, so I'll be looking down quite a bit reading the questions, so don't mind that. The very first question obviously is, what is sleep training? Sleep training basically is teaching your child how to fall asleep on their own without you having to rock them or nurse them or cuddle them to sleep. It's basically them learning how to self-soothe. Also, in the instance that they do wake up at night, because when babies get older, they start sleeping like adults, where, you know, you'd wake up a couple of times a night or once or twice a night. And because we're adults, we're able to put ourselves back to sleep. Now, because they're babies, they haven't learned that, or they don't know that yet, and they usually need some help going back to sleep, and that's where we come in and rock them or nurse them. So sleep training basically is them learning how to just fall asleep on their own without you having to get up to take care of it. The next question that I get is, why did I decide to sleep train? Why did you decide to sleep train Ruru? Now, the reason why I decided to sleep train, okay, there's a lot of reasons why I decided to sleep train, but the biggest one is one that I think any mom or any family really with a newborn or with a baby at home can concur to. We were simply exhausted and so sleep deprived, and it was just affecting our productivity in other things as well. So the thing was that I am somebody who cannot sleep when baby sleeps. I cannot sleep during the day and take naps while Ruru is taking a nap. It's just something that I have been, you know, very unable to do. So I didn't sleep at all during the day, and having to also, you know, get up quite a few times at night to help him get back to sleep was really disturbing my sleep as well, because I would end up having a difficult time going back to sleep, and it'll take me a while to go back to sleep, and you'll find that I'll just have like 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night, and then I would be like literally a walking zombie during the day because I'm just so tired and so sleep deprived, and I couldn't, you know, just do anything else for myself, like going out with a friend for coffee or going to the gym or doing just things that make me happy. And also just my productivity as a mom and being hands-on was really affected because I was very sleep deprived. And when we were sleep training, that was when we were room sharing with Ru's dad. Ru is here. Getting up over and over a night was quite disturbing for his sleep as well, because he had to go to work the next day. So I can just imagine how affected he was with his productivity at work as well, because unlike me, who actually had the opportunity to fall asleep or to sleep during the day when Ru slept, he didn't have that luxury. He actually needed to go to work. So that was quite a problem for us. So we were just really, really tired, and we were like, you know what, something needs to change. And that's when we decided that we wanted to sleep train him. I told him about it. I was like, hey, there's this thing. I've seen a lot of moms on YouTube do it, and they are seeing a lot of success with it. There's no harm in trying it. At first, the thought of sleep training was daunting to me, because a lot of the time it was the cry it out method, where babies would have to cry and you just have to ignore them, and you don't have to go in and pick them up and rock them and soothe them and calm them. And that was kind of really hard for me to kind of come into terms with, because when Ru was younger, he wasn't much of a crier. So every time when he did cry, it was when usually something was wrong. So I wasn't used to hearing Ru cry. It was really a hard decision to come to, but we were tired and we're like, at this point, we're just going to try anything. And that is why we decided to sleep train him. We were simply exhausted. So when is the best time to start sleep training? A lot of the time people say 4 months is when you can start thinking about it, but I think that it varies from baby to baby, really. Also, it varies from parent to parent, because sometimes you think that you're ready, but you're really not. This is something that you really want to have a conversation with your pediatrician about. Make sure that your baby doesn't have any health issues that would be a problem for them if they are being sleep trained. And also make sure that they're the right weight to be able to sustain like a feed throughout the night, where you don't have to give them food throughout the night. And also you want it to happen during a time when there is no big things or big events that are happening in their lives that may just disrupt the sleep training journey, if I may call it that. Make sure that you guys are not moving, or there's no big trip that's coming up, or maybe there's a new nanny or new helper that's going to be coming into the house. So make sure that there are no big things that are happening, so that the baby can really have a consistent experience with sleep training. So yeah, for us, we started trying to sleep train Ru when he was 4 months old, and we figured out quickly that we were not ready. Ru was ready, he was fine. Not that he was fine, he was crying, but then we were not ready, because we were not able to just emotionally take it. We were not ready to emotionally take a crying baby, and not being able to not pick him up and rock him and calm him and just tell him, we're sorry, everything is gonna be okay, we love you. We waited it out a little bit, and then we sleep trained him again when he was about 6-7 months, and then that's when we had some bit of success. Also, when we finally got some success, it was after we did also some bit of research and really trying to figure out what would work for us and what kind of method would be good for us. Every method is different, but sometimes you need to modify some methods, you need to tweak some methods here and there, just to make sure that it works for your family and for your baby. So that's what we did, and that's when we were able to come up with a good method to kind of sleep train our baby. So the method that we used was the Feber method and the cry it out method. We kind of modified the two and gelled them together a little bit. Like I said, we didn't quite hit the mark the first time we tried it. Not even the second time we tried it. I think we tried it a couple of times until we were able to be like, okay, no, this is what's going to work for us. What we did was we tried the Feber method, right, where we put our baby down when he's tired but wide awake still, and then we put him down, and then we leave the room, and then he would obviously cry, and then when he cries, we would keep checking on him in different intervals, right? The first time we would check on him maybe after 5 minutes, and then the next time after 7 minutes, after 12 minutes, until he falls asleep. And that method wasn't working quite great for us, because Ru was now getting really agitated when we would come in to check on him. He would get even angrier. So we ended up just deciding, you know what, maybe we don't need to check on him. Let him just cry it out until he falls asleep. And it worked. The next question is it ever too early or too late to sleep train? It can be too early. I think you can't sleep train a newborn. I think that they need food quite frequently and you don't want to starve them by letting them sleep through the night without having a feed. No. I think as newborns is a little early. I'd say that the best time to try to do it is 6 months. The research says 4, but I, for me personally, feel like 4 is a little bit early. And I also think it's a good idea to wait. My child. I also think that it's a good idea to wait until your baby is on solids. That's just me, because that is when I feel like, okay, no, when I go gile, like they can go through the night without having to get a bottle or breastfeed. As far as too late, I don't think it can be too late either. I think that I've heard of mamas who sleep train their kids when they are toddlers, like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. I can imagine that it's a little bit harder for older babies to get sleep trained because they're a little bit more assertive and they know what they want. I have a toddler now and he is a handful, so I can't imagine sleep training him now because he cries over any single thing now. So I imagine that it's harder, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all. So if you have an older baby and you're thinking about sleep training, then definitely go for it. But obviously do the research and make sure that they are ready, you are ready, everybody in the house is ready. So the next question is, do I have to use the cry it out method? Because I don't think I can just sit there and let my baby cry. Oh my gosh, I feel you so hard. No, you don't have to use the cry it out method. There are other methods that you can try. I've seen some YouTube videos where they talk about, teaching your baby to sleep through the night without having to let them cry it out. So you can check those videos out. You can also do some research and really find out if there is other methods that you don't have to go through the sleeping. There are other methods that you don't have to go through hearing your baby cry. First time we tried sleep training and he was crying, I literally was sitting at the door bawling. I was crying with him at the same time, but I knew I couldn't get in. So it's not an easy thing at all. And I completely understand if you are just like, nope, I cannot do it. I get it. For us, the cry it out method was kind of the one that we thought was going to work the quickest and was the easiest for us and for the baby. So here's the thing with this cry it out method. So I know that sometimes it comes off as you are a horrible mother. How could you let your baby cry and not help them and all that stuff, right? But the thing with it is that I found out that sometimes babies just cry, you guys. Even if possible to and they just like don't have anything to do, they just cry. So sometimes crying is not a call for urgency or having to attend to the baby right away. They just cry because that's the only form of communication that they have. And also I will say that I did do some research and I found out that it doesn't affect them psychologically or emotionally when you leave them to cry it out for a little bit. They're still too young to even comprehend. That was kind of helping me sleep at night. But also as a mother, and as you being a mother, you are able to hear a cry that is a cause for concern. Your mommy instinct always knows if something is wrong. So you can hear a cry where your baby is just crying because babies cry, and you can hear a cry where it's a call for concern and you need to hurry up and go and pick your baby up. So the next question is, how long did it take for Ru to be completely sleep trained? For Ru, when we finally figured out a method that would work and that we were comfortable with, he was able to be sleep trained in 3 days. So what he did was the first night he would cry. He cried for about 40 minutes, and then we only checked on him once during those 40 minutes. And then the second time he cried for about 15 minutes. We didn't check on him at all. And then the third day he cried for maybe 7 minutes. And then the fourth night he didn't cry at all. And all 4 nights he slept right through the night, which is awesome. I will say though that we did have some hits and misses before that, because there was a time that we were able to sleep train him where he was able to put himself to sleep, but he would still get up at night. And that was a problem for us. And then we figured out that the reason why he was getting up at night is because we were giving him the bottle right before putting him down, and that was making him associate sleep with a food or with a bottle. And that meant that every single time he would wake up in the middle of the night, he would not go to sleep unless you would give him a bottle. So we started kind of switching up his bedtime routine, where we would not finish it off with a bottle, instead just give him a bottle and then do something after, like maybe read him a book or give him a baby massage or give him a bath. And after we did that, it was just like magic, you know. He was able to be like fall asleep through the night and not need a bottle and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it takes a lot of hit and misses really to finally figure out what would work for your baby, like I keep saying. But research, hit and misses are all part of the process. Just don't give up and be really confident in your decision to sleep train, because there are people who are going to shame you for it. Like, there are people who are going to be like, I can't believe you're doing this to your child. I can't believe this is something that you think. Your baby will grow out of it. Babies will grow and learn how to sleep on their own. They don't need you to do this. And you know, to each their own, but like, be confident if you make this decision. So the next question is, did you use a pacifier or did you go cold turkey? Oh my gosh, I don't have the heart to go cold turkey. We did use a pacifier. It was really, really helpful. I think that it really helped our sleep journey, our sleep training journey, a whole ton. It was amazing for us. So what we did is that we would put him down and put a pacifier in his mouth, and then he would go to sleep. And even now he still uses a pacifier, and he is like almost 18 months. I'm dreading the time where I have to wean him off the pacifier, but you know, I'm in no rush at all. The next question is, if I don't sleep train, does it mean that my baby will never sleep through the night? I don't think so. I think there are some babies who are super babies. I know moms who are like, I didn't even have to sleep train. My baby just figured it out and started sleeping through the night, and it was a good time. The next question is, did you sleep train at night and for naps separately? Okay, so what we did was we only sleep trained for night sleep. For naps, Rue has been a brilliant sleeper for naps ever since he was like a newborn. He sleeps so well for naps. He sleeps very long naps. Sometimes we actually have to wake him up. So once we're able to sleep train him at night to be able to self-soothe and to be able to put himself to sleep, he just, I guess, carried what he learned at night into his nap time, and we really didn't need to just have a separate sleep training experience. But I do know that there are mamas who I've watched here on YouTube who had to sleep train separately, and the tip with that is, what they would say is, you want to sleep train those, you know, at different times. So you want to start and sleep train at night and then get them to be cool with that, and then wait a few weeks and then start trying to sleep train them for nap time. The next question is, can I sleep train when I'm co-sleeping? I'm going to guess that this co-sleeping means sleeping in the same bed. We actually have never slept in the same bed with Rue. I slept with him in the same bed when he was still a newborn, I think for about 2 weeks, and then I transferred him to be able to sleep on his own. I know that mamas out there who still sleep with their babies, and that's fine, you know, I'm not judgy or anything like that, but I do get that it can be a little bit challenging with that. But I don't know, do the research, find out if it's something that you can absolutely do. So that was the last question. I hope this video was really helpful to everyone who has been asking me a lot about sleep training and, you know, just really wanting to sleep train and just really wanting to find out about what my experience was like. I'll make like a different video where I really get into like some tips and some tricks that I have learned along the way with sleep training that might be a lot helpful for you. I realized that if I put it in this video, it would be really, really long and you guys will not even make it through half of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. I love you guys so much, and I promise that I will not be a stranger anymore. Peace and love, and bye.